Welcome back to another episode of Jacksonville Buzz's Buzzworthy Businesses. I'm Steve Strum. Sitting with me today is Jessica Ballard and Sara Fehler-Blalock. I think I got both of that right, but it's from the Star V Learning Centers. Did I get it all right?
You did.
Oh,
perfect.
Wonderful. All right, so this interview's over. All right, we were talking a little bit about what you guys do. Really cool concept. So business development manager, and then you are the account manager for a company that provides training for both people coming out of the military, as well as businesses both here in Florida, as well as around the country in the IT space.
Correct.
I think I got that right.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your programs. What are you guys doing? What brings you on the show today? What do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah. So I just want to really spread awareness about our organization and what we have to offer. We have an office here in Jacksonville, but we also have one in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And so we're always thinking about ways we can expand and grow the company. So we kind of have two sides to the business. We have our B2B side, which I'll let Jessica speak to. And then we have a consumer program where we serve veterans and those transitioning out of the military. So we're helping them essentially get jobs and get IT certifications so that they can become employable in the community.
So not just the military. We're going to come back on B2B.
Yes.
But so when you're talking about the military, so I come from a military family, right? I get it. My brother's currently in the Army, but he leaves the Army and he's in his late 30s, early 40s, depending if you go four years in the military or if you go 40 years in the military, that they develop a certain set of skills. And then once they get out of the military, you're like, well, geez, I really know how to operate this weapon very well. But how does that skill set translate to IT? And so you guys basically have a program with brick and mortar, so there's actually in-person stuff, to help get that whole battlefield to the boardroom skill set challenge, to give them confidence to get from point A to point B, and then give them opportunities to be viable in the community, in the professional community.
Right.
Tell us about the B2B.
So we work a lot with local businesses, small, big businesses, with the government, local, state, and federal. We do everything from Microsoft Office, Adobe, all the way up to high-level cybersecurity classes.
Wow.
And that is here in Jacksonville. We have online classes. Our instructors are extremely qualified, and it's all hands-on.
So what is it that's that thing, right? Everybody who has an organization that they represent, that they're trying to help support, there's always that one thing. So what's that one thing that truly differentiates what you guys are trying to accomplish, both for the professional community locally and around the country, but then also to that not only military population, but those people that are entering into your programs? What's that differentiator? What makes you guys like, you know what, I got to go here because of?
Mm-hmm. So I think part of it is we do offer in-person training at the center. And we're always, we're keeping our pulse on what's going on in the tech community. AI is a big buzzword right now.
It is.
So staying on top of course offerings, also looking at what other companies are offering, making sure that we kind of stay in line and up to date with trainings such as things with AI and cybersecurity and all those different things. And we also do a lot with our students. And so we recently started a student engagement series where we are bringing in IT leaders in the community to speak to our students. So maybe that's a CEO of a small MSP here in Jacksonville coming in and speaking to the students about what is it like to be a CEO, or someone working in healthcare, tech and healthcare. Talk to us about what that's like. Talk to us about the interpersonal skills you need in IT. As you mentioned, veterans coming out of the military, many of them, they are working as a team, as a unit. And so many people think of a tech role as, oh, you're introverted, you're isolated, it's just you. But really, a lot of roles require teamwork. And so that's a great transferable skill.
Wonderful. Well, and I think you mentioned, the teamwork piece, right? Mm-hmm. So battlefield to the boardroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there's a team, if you're in the battlefield and somebody's shooting at you, what do? Well, the first thing you do is duck. And then after you get done ducking, the very next thing you do is to make sure your team is safe and secure. That transitions to the tech world. You mentioned AI, cybersecurity, there's all those things out there that people, business owners, and not just the local construction company, but major healthcare firms, the CEO of a hospital may just not know that stuff, right? But having those skill sets that come over from whether it's military or other organizations to what you guys are doing, allows people to be successful, but then also gives them the confidence that they may need. Because, coming out of the military, right? You might have been the reason that somebody's alive or not alive given a battlefield scenario, or that maybe a country that didn't get food got food because of an airdrop. And now you get back to the States and you're like, well, now what? Right? So you guys are giving them that opportunity of a pathway, not just on skill set, but also on the interpersonal confidence for them to understand that, I am a valuable person. I do have a set of skills, although very unique to, maintaining our freedom, but those skill sets are transferable into things that are in the private sector much as valuable, if not more so.
Exactly. And we have a career services team that every student that comes through our program, they get to meet with our career services director. And he sits down with students and he says, okay, talk to me about your experience, whether that was in the military or otherwise. Walk me through your experience. So let's create that technical resume. Let's have some mock interviews together. Let's practice. Let's engage with these speakers that are coming in. Let's network. What does all that look like? Let's get on LinkedIn. Let's boost that profile. All of these skills just to get them ready to enter the workforce.
And then once they come in, how do you keep them in?
In the businesses?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, if the companies train them, then that's, business or development in companies is important, as you know, to keep the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
So the companies that do offer the training and development, they obviously keep them. But a lot of these companies that don't offer that development, that's when you kind of see the revolving door.
Right. So the B2B side of that is what you help those, not just the military people coming in and getting repurposed and retrained, but the businesses on the other side, you're helping them understand.
Continuing to keep up with the technology.
And then how to also build a workforce that's retaining, because that's a problem, right? You got, 10, 11,000 people a day retiring out of the workforce, and not a whole lot of people that are in their 40s and 50s to replace the peoples in the 60s and 70s, which means you got these millennials down here that are 11 in 2008 that are now 30. So make you all feel old. All right, so what we're going to do, thank you guys for joining us and sharing about it. In all sincerity, it's really cool that what you guys are doing. What we're going to do is we're going to put your stuff on our website, which is thedailynewsnetwork.com. People can come check you out, kind of, take a look-see to see whether they're, repurposing military folks or companies on how they can utilize you to be the best version of themselves, either personally or, as you're saying, staying on top of it professionally. So thank you guys so much for joining. Y'all were great, but we can't do it without these guys. So guys, thank you so much for joining us on another episode of the Jacksonville Buzz's Buzzworthy Business. Check these guys out on the dailynewsnetwork.com. If you like it, share it. And remember, live with gratitude.